Forget gurus. Forget anyone claiming to be an online business expert without going through the challenges of entrepreneurship themselves. The Real Money, Real Business podcast is here to prove the best insights in online business comes from your fellow online business builders. We dig into stories of entrepreneurs selling their business on the Empire Flippers marketplace so that you can learn how they made their business profitable, how they overcame obstacles, and what lessons they learned in their online journey. If you want to take your business and your knowledge to the next level, you've come to the right podcast. Let's get started.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Real Money, Real Business podcast. We record these interviews so that potential buyers can learn more about the business and the seller to help them make an informed buying decision. If you would like to learn more about this business, including details like what type of business it is, how much revenue and profit it makes, and all of the assets included with the business, simply visit empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for this business's listing number, which you can find in the video thumbnail and in the description. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, you can click the link in the description to go straight to the listing. So without further ado, let's get into this interview. First up, let's learn a little bit about you. Can you tell us about your background in building and running online businesses?
So I started running online businesses since I was around 16, around 13 years ago. Started generically selling generic goods on eBay, Amazon, electronics mostly, and then wanted to go into building my own brand rather than just selling generic items. So that was when this business was started. Initially, it was subscription based. Then we launched on Amazon to see what would happen, and it turns out it was a very, very well gifted item. So our customer isn't necessarily the consumer anymore. A lot of the time it's bought as a gift for people. So that's where the business is currently at.
Why are you selling the business now instead of keeping it and growing it further?
So I've owned this business now for, in fact, just over 7 years. I'm looking at going in a different direction. So I've got a couple of other businesses, property investment businesses, and a construction business where I'm looking at spending more time. This business, although it has grown year on year, I've not put the time into it. It needs and it requires, and it could be expanded on quite easily with other similar SKUs to the main item. Collaborations with brands, it could be used as a good marketing tool. There's an infinite number of ways this business could be taken, and it needs someone really who's passionate about it and wants to move it on.
Can you describe the amount and the type of work that you do on this business to maintain it?
So the business is very, very straightforward. Number one, we order the outer cartons from China. They take around 2 months to arrive. And then we order the items in the boxes from UK wholesalers. We also have been working with some brands who are sending the products free of charge in order to market their new items. It's seen as a very, very good marketing tool, but I've not pushed that enough. I've not reached out to many brands. I've been too busy with other areas, other businesses. So yeah, once a week, we order enough stock for around 200 boxes. That takes around 20, 30 minutes from the UK wholesalers. Or if we're working with some brands, they send a few pallets at a time. Around 1 to 2 hours a week, maximum admin, and then around 2 to 3 hours of actual packing.
So if you were to keep this business, what are some of the ways you would try to grow it?
If I were to keep the business, there would be two major things I would do instantly to really improve the profit really, really quickly. Number one, I'd release more versions of our main product. You could do that in no time at all. Currently, our boxes are only targeting one niche. I'd focus on loads of other areas. That could be done very, very quickly. And the same wholesalers could be used as well for different niches. And then secondly, I would be reaching out to brands, all the brands possible, calling the brands, emailing the brands and saying, look, we have this box, we have this gifted item. It's a really, really good marketing tool to put your supplements out in front of the consumer, gather some feedback. So I'd get the cost of sale down to virtually zero. And then lastly, I'd be using the boxes to market other products. So putting flyers inside the boxes, customizing the design of the boxes, putting QR code to market other items or other items in the same category.
Right. And what would you say are the biggest risks with this business that buyers should be aware of?
The listings on Amazon now for around 6-7 years, growing year on year. Sales are currently up around 14%, I think, on the last 12 months. So it's growing. It's 4.3 star, 800, 900 reviews. So the listing, it really is solid. Any risks? Well, number one would be to ensure the items you're putting in the boxes are good items, making sure they meet, the demands of the customer, making sure you put high quality items in there. You aren't putting filler items in there. keep the value for money in the boxes. And a way you can do that again is we're working with brands on a gifted basis. So you're getting that stock for virtually zero. So you could reduce the price if you needed to provide even more value for money while still improving your profit margin, assuming you're getting most of the items on a gifted basis.
How much support are you willing to offer the buyer who acquires this business?
I'm willing to offer 90 days support for buyers. I can provide email support. It can be over Zoom video call. That's no problem at all. WhatsApp messages, no problem at all with that. I'll introduce to all the suppliers involved. All the trade accounts are already open. Very, very straightforward. But yeah, I'll happily be on hand to guide the buyer in the transition.
Are you open to negotiating something like an earn-out agreement?
Yeah, I would be open to an earn-out payment structure. It would depend. A large percentage would need to be paid up front, as the main reason for selling is to quickly invest into other businesses to ensure that the profit I'm going to lose out on, I can build back up elsewhere. However, I would be willing to listen to offers of an earn-out payment structure.
Okay, final question. If you had to put yourself in the shoes of a buyer, why is your business a business worth buying?
The business has been growing year on year, constant growth. We haven't expanded our product range, which is an obvious thing to do instantly. You could create 5 or 10 other versions using the same outer carton instantly. You can use the current bestseller to advertise other items by including inserts or designing the box in a way where you're advertising those other items. Not only that, I've based the cost of goods sold on paying full price through the wholesalers, whereas we have had several collabs with brands who have gifted items and seeing our box as a marketing tool. The £8-9 per box we have as a cost of goods sold could be down to virtually, £1 or £2 if you're getting the majority of the items free. So there's 2 major areas there. You could double the profit margin by reaching out to brands if you're someone who's willing to reach out to brands and work with brands. And then secondly, replicate this box into several other items. You could instantly do target the box to other markets quite easily.
All right, everyone. Thanks for listening. To learn more and see if this business is still for sale, head over to empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for this business listing number, which you can find in the video thumbnail and description. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, click the link in the description to go straight to the listing. Once you've unlocked this listing, you'll find everything you need to know about this business. So, thanks for joining us. See you next time.